Hello, 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 and what's happening? What's going down, everybody? My name is Sonja Marie with Wordlife Astrology here on our weekly rundown. That's right, we gather live every Monday. Been doing this new setup since the beginning of the year, live every Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come on in, everybody on Instagram, and let your folks know that your girl is on. We're about to give some astrological information as well as some spiritual downloads that I pray that will hit you somewhere in your soul, allow you to get this information on you and be better for it. Okay. Okay. Let me wave to the folks. What's going on? Today is March 3rd. Say what? Like sometimes when you just say dates, you go, wait, hold on. How we get here real quick? What just happened? What up, Nia? Nia, nappy conversation. Sweet Scorpio here on YouTube. I appreciate you being here. Gonna throw out a few announcements before we actually get started. Y'all know how it is. And if you don't and you're new to my channel, welcome. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. Again, my name is Sonja Marie. We talk about all things astrology, but it's kind of sprinkled in with a little bit of spiritual understanding and some down home, like in your face, authentic interpretations via me, your girl. What's happening as you come into YouTube? Please, I appreciate if you can hit that like button. If you want to wait to see if something hits your soul, okay, I appreciate that too on the way out, because I'm sure something is going to knock you upside your temples. Let me give y'all a few announcements. Okay, I don't know if you know, but I've had this February Eternal Love special going on, and I had to extend it for one or two people because sometimes people don't get the information. So it has been extended throughout this week. There's maybe like about 3 or 4 more slots available throughout the week. So if you want to get that special, meaning a 90-minute astrological spiritual reading, in which oftentimes I go a little bit over, because if y'all don't know me, I'm just me. And I listen to God. Whatever God tells me to do, I just go for it. So sometimes it's a little bit over. We record the sessions though, so it's a lot of information. It's broken down into 3 sections. First, we talk to your ancestors and your guides, those on the other side. You have opportunities to ask questions if you want, and whatever comes through, I'll let you know. But again, my name is Sonja Marie, and I pride myself on being realer than real. And if I don't hear anything, then I just won't tell you. I'll be like, I don't hear anything to that answer or to that question. And then secondly, we go into your natal chart based on your time, your date, and place of birth. For those who don't have their time of birth, though, please do not be dismayed. There's a lot of people that don't have their time of birth. Either their birth certificate was burned up, either they were adopted and they don't have that particular record. Either the town and the city, state, whatever that they lived in just didn't keep a record of the time, and that's okay. We can still do it as long as you know your date of birth and your place of birth. Okay, so that's the second part of our 90-minute readings. And then the last part, we do a tarot spread with the same cards that I use every week here, the Osho Zen Tarot deck. Love them, love them, love them, love them. Now, squirrel, Osho was a little crazy, a little batty, due to the drugs that he took and due to the Kool-Aid that he drank. And I mean that for real. Like, have you seen Wild Wild Country on Netflix, y'all? It's about Osho. Osho, the cards that I use. Now, when he was divining and things was coming through, he was clearer than clear. The cards came out, all kind of books and stuff, which made sense. And then all of a sudden, dude got wacky. So I wanted to tell you, said all that to say is that I use his cards because they're dope and they're beautiful, by the way. But also, if you want to watch a good documentary, go on over to, hopefully it's still on Netflix. It's called Wild Wild Country. It's a series and it's dope. It'll have your face on the floor like, what the hell? People do this type shit? Yeah, people are crazy. In any case, then the last part of our 90-minute readings, y'all love how I go on these little squirrels. I'm so female. I love it. The last part is the tarot spread. I just said that, right? Okay. So anyway, that's that. We have a couple more slots available. Also, for those that are on the East Coast or want to take a little weekend trip to East Hampton, it's almost time, meaning that we are gathering March 28th through the 30th, but there is a deadline on registration, which I believe is March 10th. So if you're on the fence about coming to see your girl and possibly get an in-person reading, in which I haven't done in years, so this is really, really special, and that's included in the gosh darn whatchamacallit, the weekend, the fee for the weekend. Come to East Hampton, New York from March 28th through the 30th. You can get more information through under the Holistree's website by clicking on the link in my link tree bio and down here in the description box on YouTube, but also on Instagram in the link tree link. All right, please come and check us out. I mean, for real, it's going to be a wonderful, intimate gathering of a few women, Black women together. And the reason why I am so hell bent on asking people to come more than anything is that I believe that we need community more than ever now, y'all. And I know we've been saying this. I know people profess it. I know people want that to happen, but there's a real interesting trepidation that's happening about coming together in community, in which I'm going to touch on in just a little bit, because I was receiving some downloads about it and I'm like, God, you are so real on that. So anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute, but the bottom line is that we need each other. And if we are going to have any type of sanity around what's happening in our world nowadays. And again, it sounds so trite. I really pray that I can get some more poetic words, because needing each other is just not enough. It's not enough to say. We not only need each other, we need to build each other. We need to support each other. We need to love each other. We need to see each other through our own human bullshit and other people's bullshit. I said I was going to talk about this later. Well, here I am now. It's bigger than that. It's so much bigger than, and this is just not about the solicitation to come to East New York, East Hampton in New York on March 28th through the 30th, an awesome Black women's retreat that under the Holistree is doing. Get down on that if you want to, but at the very least, create your own gatherings of women, of people, those that feel close to your heart, and be unashamed about it. And be, only because there's so many interesting forces. There are so many interesting forces that are coming for us, y'all, that I don't really think we're ready for. I don't think we're ready for. And I'm not like predicting anything right now, although I think God is just going to dump these downloads on us today, and I hope y'all ready for it. Can I take my time? Can I take my time today? Let me get a sip of apple juice. I got apple juice on deck today, y'all. Y'all know I'm a juicy, right? What's going down? Let me say what's up to my peoples over here on YouTube, because they come in real strong. What up, Blue Blue? How are you, folks over there on Instagram? But here on YouTube, we got Rob. Royals in the place. What up, cutie pie? Naisia is here. China Wings. What's happening? Jay Walker and Sweet Tea. How you doing, April? Milana is here. Oh, I'm so happy y'all are all in the place. Yes, and again, just to solidify that little commercial, again, sign up and come to our retreat. The deadline is March 10th. So I want y'all to come on through. Also, if you have wondered via my videos and my stories and stuff like that, how the show was on February 26th. Oh man, y'all. Like honestly, I could cry about it now. Now, here is, I thought about this in the shower, because I was saying, am I gonna give them the fluffy, everything was good kind of answer? I mean, everything was great kind of reactment, or some real shit? And Sonja is way too real to try to be fluffy. Oh, thank you, Jira3, Jira number 3. She said it was a phenomenal show. Thank you. Thank you. Thank Nawe. Thank you. It was a great show. It was Okay, so let me tell you what I've really been saying to everybody. Okay. The bigger picture is that not only was it a good show. Now understand this. Anything live, anything that got to do with human beings and arts on the spot, there's always gonna be one or two things that's a little weird. Like I tried to do a harmony, y'all, and I don't know where that fucking note came from. It came from somebody on the roof and was like, yeah, give it this one. And I was like, ooh. And I laughed at myself afterwards. And the real reason why I laughed is because 5 years ago, I would have been devastated and would have ran off the stage, maybe, or at least psychologically, I would have ran off. But I hung in there and I was like, all right, Sonya, this is cool. You're trying something new. I sang a lot. Indica was the bomb, singing right alongside with me, side me, aka Ruby Shine On. Oh my God, Evan on the drums, Ian on that upright bass, as well as his electric bass, and my man Mark Cross on the keys. We all came together, slid in there, was like, boom, here we go. And it was like riding a bike. It was so awesome. But beside all of that, the love in the room, the love in the freaking room. And I have to tell you now, OA, I don't know if you were there, but the love in the room, if you wasn't there, young lady, you missed it. It was such a Temple Bar type reunion. And if y'all don't know what the Temple Bar was back in the day, Santa Monica on Wilshire and 11th, everybody went through the Temple Bar. And my friends Nettie and Louis Ryan, big ups to you who own the Temple Bar, who owned Temple Bar Concepts and the Temple Bar, who owned Zanzibar, who owns Hatchet Hall, who owns the Townhouse and the Del Monte Speakeasy, who owns Simone. I'm putting them on blast because they are the coolest motherfuckers in the world that have all of these establishments that are doing nothing but dropping good quality music, food, and good feels. If you ever go to any of their establishments, you feel like you at home. It's integrated with love, with class, with some hip shit. Because Nettie's from New York, and even though Louis from Ireland, we always give him a New Yorker badge. We always give him a New Yorker badge. I'm just giving y'all a little backstory, y'all. I hope y'all don't mind me taking time today because I'm hyped. It was so much love in that room. And what was dope about all the love is that there's always one or two little critters or funky attitudes or other things that want to try to come in and make themselves known. Oh, the love was like, ping, get on out of here with that funky ass shit. Do what you got to do somewhere else because the love was so strong. That's the part that makes me want to cry. You don't recognize how much you're supported until support shows the fuck up. You understand what I'm saying? I hope y'all really, really get that statement. Because there are a lot of times, especially in this industry, and people are like, oh, I'll be there. Oh, girl, I ain't coming. It's too late. Or this and that. Or do another show. Do you know how much it takes to do a show? How much it takes to be an independent artist? How much it takes to be an entrepreneur? And folks either show up or they don't show up. Now, this is not for the people that really wanted to show up and just life happens. I get all of that. I'm not shaming anybody in this moment in time. But I will say it's awesome when people really show up, when they don't say what they're going to do and they just appear. Because you can feel that hovering, y'all. You can feel it hovering and taking care of you and allow and affirming that what spirit has told you to do, you're on the right track. It ain't nothing like people affirming God's plan for you. Does that make sense? Without me sounding like I need attention? Because it's less about the attention and more about, whoa, wait, whoa. Somebody's watching. Somebody is looking. I'm not just doing this because I want to do it now. And I tell you this a little bit about myself. I told you I was taking my time today. I hope you don't mind. I tell you a little bit about myself. Being a Cancer, right? With a lot of Leo energy. All of my Leo rise, my Leo moon, and my Leo Venus wants me to just jump out and just do the thing. I'm like, fuck that shit. Because Leo has a lot of courage, y'all. Leo energy may not have the plan, it may not have the details, but it'll go, I'll do it. I'll be the first one to do it and dare somebody to say something about it. That's me all damn day. But oftentimes when I do that, and I will admit this, when I do that, I'll be out there so far, I'm like, well, where's everybody else? What happened? Am I the only one? And then I go through my own mental fucks, my own goddamn emotional ups and downs about it. But then I'm like, well, hold on. Is anybody supporting? And then you turn around after 11 years of not being on stage and you see people supporting. You see people showing up for the thing that you've been sitting with in the corner crying about. Y'all don't hear me. Everybody goes through their insecurities. And it's good that we show up for one another as a group, as a community, so we can help smooth out these insecurities and these fears, because these fears that we all carry, and I'm putting myself on blast because that's who I am. I gives a fuck what you think about me. I really, really do. Your judgments and all of it, they can just fly out the window, because I have decided to be authentic in my walk a long time ago. So whatever you want to judge and criticize, you can go ahead and do that thing. But I do know that the more vulnerable I am, the more I show up for Sonja, the more I talk about that thing, the further I go. That's my walk. I don't know about that for you. And I just try to put that on people every now and again to see if that can ignite who you are. And if it can't, then move past it. It's all good. It ain't for you then, boo-boo. But I know I'm showing up, and I appreciate people showing up for me. So that's the bigger story. It was so dope. And by the way, never knew that seven planets was aligning on in that moment. And if y'all don't know, as we segue into this astrology weekly rundown, that alignment really helped open the doors, because as I got on stage, it was literally like, oh, sweat, I'm here again. Like the alignment in front of me was like, boop, 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 boop. Oh, I'm here. Y'all brought me here again, even though I created the whole situation, put out the emails and made everything happen. I was still like, I'm here. And within that planetary alignment on that day, it opened a door for me. What door was that specifically for me? Is that I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. My mother don't like me cursing, so she's on here. I apologize, but I love to curse because it adds that exclamation in the way I want it to be added. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do and really don't care about it. In that alignment, some people left. God bless Angie Stone. God bless Roberta Flack. God bless Gene Hackman. Like people left when that alignment set up. And then people like myself got even more charged. What about keeping it going? What about the miracles that came through to you? I want to know that. Did any miracles come through for anybody last week? Because I'm attributing to me being on stage and me falling back in love with my voice, me falling back in love with my words. When I listen back to my own shit, again, this is not about me, but I'm using myself to allow you to see yourself in me. When I started going back through the videos and through my own words, I said, damn, Sonja, you can write. I knew it all along, but sometimes when you heal through certain things, I want to hear about your miracles. Please put them up. Sometimes when you heal through certain things and then you come back around and you look at it from a particular perspective, you go, girl, dude, what the hell was you tripping over? What the hell was going on? You dig what I'm saying, y'all? So in any case, I know I feel like I'm going all over the place, but I'm really not. I'm doing my best to try to stay right here with you, because that alignment and the miracles that began to trickle in due to that new moon in Pisces, I want to hear about it. Tiff, what happened? Any miracles you can share with us in the community? What happened for y'all? And if they didn't, I was told to tell you in the shower to keep paying attention to the miracles coming through, because sometimes the miracles could be a shift of perspective. Sometimes the miracles could be, check this out, you watching something or somebody that normally took you off your square, you watching it from a distance going, wow, I feel so separated from that bullshit right there and that drama right there. Whereas 5 years ago, 2 days ago, last week, I would have choked the motherfucker for doing something like that. This is not Sonja's words, but this is Sonja's feelings sometimes. And sometimes you look at that, and when you have these miracles, when you shift perspectives, when you grow up, and when you recognize that you are the bomb, when you grow up and you recognize how much you have to put on this planet and that other people and their situations have nothing to do with you, when you grow up, that's a miracle that you can respond to something totally different than you would have 100 times before. What kind of miracles came through for you? Were they powerful in a way in which everybody can see them, or were they quiet? If you want to share them, please go ahead and do so, especially here on YouTube, because we have a way of going back and forth. I read your comments when I get off of this thing. I'm like, they was chatting it up, talking about all kinds of things. I'm like, oh, I feel like I wanted to be in that conversation. So please speak among yourselves and share your miracles. That's how we get hyped. That's how we get more pressed and more energized to recognize our own miracles in our lives and to be proud of each other for everybody going through their particular miracles. Does this make sense, y'all? Yes, yes, y'all. Thank you, April. She said, I did great. I was supporting you from home, watching your story. Thank you. I appreciate that. It was a good time. So how was your miracles last week? Were they really tangible in which we can celebrate you and support you on it, buy something from it? Or, you wrote your book, you're selling your whatever, let us know. Please tag yourself here, or was it more psychological? Was it more emotional? Because I say all this to say is that it's about to be a rainstorm. Do y'all know what's going on this month? I'm going to get into the week. I promise y'all. I know we're 21 minutes in. I swear I'm going to get into the week. But check this out. Do y'all know what's happening this month? And the reason why I'm putting it out like this is because I'm a crab, I'm a Cancer. And in my opinion, it's powerful and it's very, very magical to step back and recollect what has gone down so you know how to make the proper steps forward. January and February was a goddamn doozy. January, I hope everybody came out of that all right. But January was nuts. February was setting us up for what's about to come. January was nuts in the way that so many things were destroyed, never to come back again. February allowed us to see, and this is generally speaking, of course, February allowed us to see some miracles, some rewards that want to find us, these new ways of living that want us to that want us to take part in, that's trying to shake us out of some of the fear that we had. You understand what I'm saying? Well, March is coming in with 2 eclipses. March is coming in with 2 planets going retrograde. March is coming in with Neptune going into Aries after Neptune has been in Pisces for like the last 7 years, something crazy. When Neptune goes in from Pisces, docile, sweet, emotional, open, spiritual Pisces, activating our artistic ability and our imagination, our care, right? Into hot and heavy Aries, that's a whole nother vibration, y'all. This month got 5 situations back to back this month that's going to shake you up and out of any little residual feels that you've been having. You've been sitting on some pain. You've been sitting on some things that are unspoken. You've been sitting on your weird, immature ways. Have you been sitting on the things, follow me now, have you been sitting on the things that you believe that you should be rewarded for, but that are no longer going to be offered in this new world? Did you hear what I said? And you may not even know what that is, but I think you do. The example is, are you holding on to your Atari 6400 and you know damn well they don't have cartridges for Atari 6400 in the next couple of years? That's an example, although I did hear that they was going to bring Atari back somewhere along the line. But in any case, you get my analogy? Are you holding on to machinery? Are you holding on to thoughts? Are you holding on to performance? Are you holding on to ideals? Are you holding on to parts of your personality? Are you holding on to your certain parts of your imaginations that's not even going to apply after these eclipses that come through? Are y'all hearing me? Please let me know if you don't get me right now. This Instagram is a little jacked up, meaning that I can't see everybody. How you doing, Nah? I can't see everybody's name and comments, so make sure I do in whatever way you can. Hello, everybody. You understand what I'm saying? Have you been holding on? Because March is telling you to shit or get off the pot, like on some real dramatic shit. And it starts with today. Are you ready? Today being March 3rd, Monday, of course, that moon is in Taurus. We all love when the moon is in Taurus, y'all, because it presents itself a little calm. It presents itself a little stubborn. It presents itself a little methodical, trepidatious. It presents itself a little fancy in a way. Taurus energy loves money, and money loves Taurus energy. Hi, Saskia. Have you presented yourself emotionally in that way today? That's a real question because I have some other things to follow up with that. Also, today, Mercury goes into Aries. Uh-oh, people are putting up their miracle. Hold on. Time out. Wait a minute. I want to hear a couple of miracles, and then we're going to get back to this weekly situation. Because I did ask the question, didn't I? Didn't I? Royal. My miracle was that I understood profoundly that all of it is a miracle. I am so protected and everything works in my favor. It hit me like a starburst. Oh, Royal, that makes me want to cry. You have no idea because I can feel that. I feel that on you and I feel that within my own life. And that's exactly what I was talking about, bringing things into the next situation. We don't have time to design it the way we want it to be designed, right, Royal? We don't have time to control our blessings the way. I'd like it in red and blue, please. I don't want it in brown and yellow. No, God is going to give us our miracles, how God gives us our miracles, Royal. And it just sat with you like, I'm good. I'm the miracle. Yes, baby. Yes. Kim Singletary said, the miracle I'm presuming is that you're peaceful and patient. My heart is free. She said, I'm changing. My physical pain is not like it was. No more using a cane. I'm so grateful for that, Kim. Come on now. Come on now. One of the miracles Catrice said, hi, Miss Catrice, is what came through for her is having a proposal accepted to do a workshop series related to art and spirituality. That's my Miss Catrice right there. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my God, I could spit. I love my folks. Congratulations, Miss Catrice. Oh, April said one of her miracles is that a neighbor fixed her car. No charge and purchased the parts. That's a big blessing. Listen, you think it ain't? Oh, April, that's beautiful. That is so dope. I love these miracle reports. Keep giving them, keep sharing them. I swear to you, never mind. I have my own miracle stories, but I'm not going to give it to y'all because I want to keep going on with this week. But please share with one another. The miracles are dropping. And what miracles literally look like are little things like they're reporting to just help life to be a little easier. So you can glide through this thing. Miracles don't have to be $1 million in your pocket straight away. Miracles don't have to be, again, what you think is the miracle. Does that make sense? We have to release a little control, and it's going to be hard this week. I'm telling you, it's going to be hard as I talk about Pluto. Now, for any and all of the astrologers, budding astrologers out there, pay attention to how many times Pluto is aspected. And then the second part of that awareness is pay attention if it's favorable, like a sextile or a trine, or if it's squaring, or if it's challenging, like a square or an opposition, because Pluto is all about control. Pluto is all about transformation. Pluto is all about going from one extreme to the next. And we are being asked, even before the eclipses come, to change up this power structure that we have within ourselves. We still have to hold on to that Atari 2600 because you paid so much money for it and you just want to play one game. Release it. Surrender. It's not even valid, cuz. It's not valid. I hope y'all understand my poetry. Ask me questions if you don't. And if you do, put a whole bunch of question marks so I can see them. Now listen, We're in this calm emotional state of Taurus because the moon is in Taurus. I'm about to get comfortable and get an Indian style in this chair. Hold on for a minute. Right? So we want to get I was gonna say comfortable. Yeah, we want to get comfortable. We want to be calm in our reactions today, especially because today Mercury also goes in Aries. Good God Almighty. Y'all ready for that shit? Some people are. And I'm gonna give y'all, which I normally do, the upside and the belly up of that sign, that position, and all the things, because I want you to see it all. That's what life is about, the integrated factor of seeing all the things, good and the bad, and how do you choose to deal with it. Mercury, which is the planet of communication, the planet of planning, the planet of strategizing, the planet of listening, all communications, right? Mercury has everything to do with the brain. And I repeat this information over and over and over again so you can memorize it. For those who are like, yeah, I know. Well, you won't know if I don't say it any longer. So here it is. Mercury dealing with communication in the baby sign of Aries. Yep, Aries is the baby. I say it all the time. It's juvenile as fuck. You know why? Because it's the first sign in its incarnation in the zodiac constellation, the very first sign. So although on the upside, Aries is all about being risky, risk-taking, being independent, being also caring for those who especially are the underdogs, those that need somebody to stand up for them and fight for them. Aries are always ready to confront situations for themselves or for anybody else who can't confront themselves. Aries, the intelligent child. That's what Jai Smith said. Aries, the intelligent child. You are right in certain situations. Not everybody and not every Aries, not every person dealing with Aries energy, because it don't matter what sign you are, you can still be affected by that Aries energy. Not everybody uses that energy as an intelligent child. Some people just stay in the child perspective. So that's who I'm speaking to right now in this way. But Aries has a lot of upsides. And it's okay to be the child, by the way, because we need the child's jubilance. We need the child's carefree, fearless attitude. That's what I mean by children in the bigger part of that word, right? Is that it's so innocent, it's so open, it's so ready to take on anything because it doesn't have the idea or the memory of heartbreak, not the people, the energy. Aries is new. So it's like nobody can break my heart. Nobody can do a thing to me. I am fortified, and whoever and whatever I came through, I'm gonna do it because what? I'm powerful, I'm strong, and I'm a ram. And if I don't get it the first time, I'm gonna get it the 17,000th time because I'm gonna keep ramming my head up against a situation until I win. That is the intelligence of being a child, Jai Smith 79. However, because we are human, there are a lot of people that get their fear, their weird ass insecurities, their things wrapped up into that child mentality, and their ego gets a little bit out of whack. So that Aries energy in Mercury is nothing to be played with when you're dealing with the underbelly of it all. Why? Because now you want to talk shit to be talking shit. Now you want to give people a piece of your mind just so you can be cantankerous, just so you can have an argument, just so you can show people your weird ass muscles, your baby muscles at that. They're not even wise muscles. They're baby's muscles that just want to scream. So be careful with Mercury in Aries, because a lot of us will feel fortified in starting projects, initiating things, getting really, really hot and heavy and risky about new ideas. And I say, yes, bravo, do that thing. But also while you're doing it, be nice. Be kind to people, please. And I keep saying this. This is just like, over the last couple of days, I'm like, it don't take nothing to be nice to people. When raising Kamau, Squirrel, I used to tell Kamau when he was a shorty, I said, Kamau, you can get almost anything from somebody if you're just kind. Please and thank you, baby. That's all you got to say is please and thank you. I appreciate you. Be kind to folks. Don't let them cross your line and your boundaries. Don't get it twisted, but you can be nice. And that's what we have to remind ourselves with Mercury being in Aries until when? March 29th. Because people want to say what they want to say off the top of their head and feel vindicated for it. Why? Because it comes out strong, because it comes out powerful, because it comes out somewhat bullying, because it comes out thinking that it knows everything. And there's a few people that are going to give me some backlash, but I could take it when I tell you this statement. Oftentimes, Aries energy can slide into lying and making up a truth. So be careful with that. I'm not saying all Aries are liars. I'm saying most Aries believe their own shit because they're a baby and they want to create their own stories. They want people to go along with their own stories and dare you to question them. And oftentimes people get pushed by that dare. Why? Because it comes off so hard and heavy like the ram that it is. So it pushes against something and nobody want to deal with that fucking baby ass ram shit. Nobody want to deal with you yelling and screaming. Go over there, sit over there and spin out on your own. So we just let them lie. Are y'all understanding me right now? Am I talking too fast? Am I talking in code? Ask questions. And I'm not here to insult anyone. I'm here to tell you the truth as I know it. Okay? So watch out for that Mercury. And this is for everybody. This is not for Aries people. This is for everybody because that Aries energy is going to get on all of us. Okay? Watch out for saying the things that you want to say. Do you want to say it to prove a point? Or do you want to say to win the argument? Do you want to say the things you want to say and plan the things you want to plan to assist people? Do you want to say and plan the things you want to plan to just start something new? I go for the latter, y'all. Go for the latter. Be nice about things, but plan something new. Okay? How will this retrograde affect an Aries rising? Which retrograde are you talking about? I'm not talking about retrograde, Annie. I'm talking about Mercury being in Aries today. And we don't take personal solicitations when it comes to readings. We like questions here that help the entire group. So if you have a question that can assist the entire group, not just Aries rising people, because that's like poaching for a little bit of a reading, you did? Whether you think so or not, it is. So let's ask that question in a different way. That's my Mercury and Aries talking right now. Y'all hear that? So this stupid. Annie, this is no disrespect. I'm just like, I got to tell it like it is, baby. I got to tell it like it is. We ain't got time for it. So I put this little thing right here that says with Aries, Mercury and Aries, say what's on your mind nicely. Be careful of immature communication and implement those ideas. That's all. That's all. All right. Implement those ideas. Stay away from being that baby. All right, Sonja, enough of that. Here's the deal, though. Also today, on Monday, that moon being in Taurus is going to square Pluto. For all the astrology students, remember I said that Pluto is going to be hit this week. So pay attention. Pluto is power. So here we have the moon in Taurus today. This is Monday, going up against that Pluto in Aquarius. That ain't easy. That ain't easy. Why? Because it looks like this. It looks like people are trying to punk folks in their power by either being stubborn and trying to get their way. Does that make sense? Moon in Taurus is really, really dope. What I said, when it's done in the positive light of being calm and collected and materialistic alongside of being generous. However, when the moon in Taurus is squared up against any planet, especially Pluto, because Pluto comes with power, with the need to transform. Pluto comes with drama and trauma. Pluto comes with destruction. So when that moon in Taurus sees Pluto coming, that moon in Taurus does not want to emote and or move or do nothing just because it feels like its power is getting chimped. It feels like its power is getting snuffed a little bit. So what do people do emotionally in this day? Today, when they feel like their power is getting snuffed, they punish people. What do people do today? They don't give assignments on time because they say, we'll let that motherfucker wait. He was mean yesterday. They don't need me right now. I'll come a little bit late. I'm going to sit here and take all the attention because my ego says that I am the one, I'm the grand one, because y'all trying to snuff my power in this moment in time. Let me make you wait and let me see who's more valuable in this moment, you or me. I'm trying to tell y'all what I feel in my bones and what I know astrology to be. Beware of power trips because someone thinks more highly of themselves than the group. That's the message that I put in when I wrote this here. Someone thinks more highly of themselves than the group today, and there's a standoff. You are not more powerful or more important than the people on the planet. Get that. You have your own power. We all have our gifts and our talents, but I'm not more important than you, and you're not more important than me. So today, if you have one of those standoffs, be careful is all I'm saying. All I'm saying is be careful because you're fucking with Pluto, and Pluto will destroy you. Meaning an opportunity will just disappear out of nowhere because you think you better than everybody else, boo-boo. Meaning somebody will punch you straight in the neck because you think you better than everybody else, boo-boo. Meaning somebody will take your coins because you think you better than everybody else, boo-boo. Here's the thing about Pluto today, going up against that thing. Pluto is doing its job this week. As I said, pay attention to Pluto. Pluto is doing its job this week to destroy things about ourselves again that we can't take into the next space. So if you are getting power checked, if you're getting your little feelings hurt today, it's a real reason why. Because somehow you need to be sat the fuck down in order for these changes to happen. Are y'all listening to me? Y'all real quiet today, and I appreciate that if you're listening. This means everything. This week, like every week in our lives, is very, very special. It's very transformative, but I swear, I feel like we're walking into something. This is also the visual before I go to Tuesday that God gave me in the shower today. I feel like we are all walking, and y'all tell me if y'all feel this too. We are all walking in our own little bubble of existence. Now, it doesn't mean that you know that apparatus that they take you down, and I want to do this one day. I don't know where I'm gonna do this at, but I'm gonna do it. Where they take you down in the ocean and you're literally like in a bubble or whatever, and you like, mechanically going through the ocean and you can see the whatchamacallit, the wildlife down there, the oceanic wildlife swimming around you and going around you, but you're in your air, you're in your bubble. That's what Spirit showed me earlier, like the bubble. We're all in this bubble of taking care of ourselves, healing through whatever we're healing through, coming out of a very Piscean existence because Saturn has been in Pisces, Neptune has been in Pisces, because going through this Pisces season, we kind of got it on us a little bit. Feeling like, okay, I'm breathing a little bit more. I'm listening to Spirit. I hear my ancestors. I think I'm on the right track. I'm paying attention to the miracles. And then all of a sudden, you see a bomb over there in the water. All of a sudden, you see a big ass shark over there. All of a sudden, you see things going on behind you, staying with that visual of us being under the water. Y'all with me so far? And as you see all of these things, you say to yourself, I'm never coming out of this goddamn bubble. I'm never leaving this machine right here. Because if I get out, the shark's gonna get me. The goddamn thing over there that's blowing up is about to come and swallow me up. All these little fish, even though they look little, they piranhas out this bitch and they eating up my ankles. Are y'all feeling like this? I mean, talk to me, maybe. If not, you can tell me that too. But there's something that's happening in which we are at this real weird crossroads of trying to trust ourselves and the people around us with this new version of who we are and who we are becoming. That's what I'm speaking of. And Pluto has a big hand at that this week because Pluto is the exterminator. Pluto is that motherfucker that says, okay, are y'all ready? Because we're taking it all out. We're about to blow the bubble up and you're going to have to swim with the community. You're going to have to swim with the sharks. You're going to have to rely on the strength that you've had and you've conjured up and you've been praying through over the last year. You can no longer be isolated, y'all. I'm going to take my time today. I hope y'all are right with that. I'm feeling it on me because I prayed hard about today. I need to say some things because I'm watching it all around me. And as much as this little Cancer would like to stay in her shell and stay in my house and just chill with my dog, I can't. We can't. Y'all can't. Tuesday, tomorrow, that moon is still going to be in Taurus. But how about this? We have to do our best between now and tomorrow in some kind of way to get our ass off of that pedestal. If you was feeling that. And other people around you could be feeling it too. So we got to help people through it, you dig? So the bottom line is that if you've been feeling this thing, if you've been feeling it, tomorrow, that moon in Taurus, it wants to sextile Mars. Wow. That's an interesting little mashup. That's an interesting little thing because now you're telling me that what I feel is valued, I have to move on. I am, but you got to check yourself first. Today is when you check yourself. Tomorrow is when you're left with the remnants of okay, I worked through that. I recognize that they had a little bit of power. I had a little bit of power. We had to transform this thing. We may have had to talk about it because Mercury and Aries going to make you want to say a thing, right? So now tomorrow on Tuesday, when that moon in Taurus and all of its quality and value and its calm, it wants to go up against Mars in the best way and move on the thing. Execute an idea, execute the calm, move on a methodical, calm mood. This will garner better results. And the results are coming from the fact that Taurus and Cancer love one another. They have to come from a caring perspective. Sonja, you better speak. I gotta slow myself down. Why? Because, and this is why I'm slowing myself down, because downloads are coming through and they're asking me to connect with what it is I just said. There's no way that you can be kind and move on some things. And I mean that with everything. We are in a position in which we've done so much work on ourselves. So now we want to come out and demand and expect some shit. Not only do you have to be kind, but if you're not kind, there we go. If you're not kind, then how are you going to execute? How do you put that with Mars? Mars says, be kind so we can move in a way in which it garners results, in a way in which people want to work with you again, in a way in which it feels safe. It feels secure to be around you, this new you, who you are, that values yourself. You don't have to prove it to everybody. Yo, is this make sense? Tell me if I'm confusing you. I really want to know if I'm confusing you. Please be bold enough to say the thing because y'all not speaking to me today. This is tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's like move on those values and those ideals in which you hold so tight and you've been working at. You don't have to prove it like they're forcing you to prove today going up against Pluto. Also tomorrow, that moon sextiles Saturn. Come on, y'all. Execute your work and or your learning of these lessons with understanding and with patience. Know that you've come a long way. So if you can get through your ego getting beat up today, thank you for the yes, y'all's, Tiff. Excuse me. And sweet LA Botanical Bruja. I appreciate you. Thank you, Melania. Milana, God damn it, I'm making you the president's wife. President's wife. Milana, Lord of mercy, girl. All right. But tomorrow is so dope. With that moon sextile in Mars and then the moon sextile in Saturn, it's like all this work that you've been doing, all this, thank you, forever, ever, 222. All this work that you've been doing, all the value that you garnered with yourself, not only is it time to move on it, Mars, because Mars is about motivation and movement and execution, but Saturn is like, I'm going to reward you too, because you've been working hard. You came a long way. You came a long way, boo-boo. I need for everybody to put claps up on this gosh darn social media thingy, wherever we at, Instagram or YouTube, and clap for yourself. You've come a long way. And prayerfully tomorrow, there's a reward. Let me know on Tuesday or Wednesday. Is there some kind, that's right, Angelique. Is there some type of skittle that you're getting, some type of reward, some type of award? Clap yourself up. You came a long way through this thing. You've watched your prayers being answered, and then you take your prayers, you close your eyes, or I should say, you take the answers to your prayers, you close your eyes, and you walk through. A little shaky, but you still walk through. You still get on stage. You still write that book. You still show up at a job that you know you're going to leave really, really soon, but you're going to put your best effort until it's time to go so you can do it in a just and fair way. You're still showing up for your family. Clap for yourself. Please, and it's not enough of you doing it. I need you to do that. Well, what am I celebrating? You're celebrating the fact that you are alive. You're celebrating the fact that you've gotten some work done. You're celebrating the fact that, like I just said earlier, you are courageous enough to move forward. And then you look around and go, but am I the only one? Yes. Maybe right now you are. You don't have to understand astrology. I get that. A lot of people don't understand astrology. Pivot lover 24, it's all good. Astrology is hard to understand, but I throw out terminologies because I'm a teacher. And I do like for people to learn along the way, because after a while, you'll just learn just by default. Okay. So, but I'm glad you get the rest of the information. And thank you for being honest in that. Right? So also on Tuesday, again, we have to combine the information, because we have to, astrology, if anything, sweetheart, is looking at it from a bigger perspective. Thank you for bigging yourself up, Carla and Ashley. Thank you, Miss Catrice. Come on, y'all. Forever, ever 222. It's time to big yourself up. Because if you don't, who will? Who will? Who will? Okay, tomorrow, I was about to go down a whole nother road. Ooh, the preaching is on and popping. Tomorrow, reiterating that the moon will sextile Mars, the moon will sextile Saturn, making you get those lessons. And if you haven't, you will. If you haven't found any rewards or awards from the hard work, you will. Because at the same time on Tuesday, tomorrow, the moon will conjunct Uranus. We have to celebrate the rebel in ourselves by penetrating how different you are. Gentle-like, but definitely do it. Be determined to be who the F you are. Be determined to be them. That's the feeling, the moon in conjunction, right alongside, same sign, same vibration of Uranus, which is the change, which is the rebellious one. Uranus, which is the sporadic person that just wants to do all the things. But when the moon is alongside that, you feel like it's okay to splay a little bit, to start this project, and just then say, okay, which part of the spaghetti is going to land on the wall? Which one am I going to go with? Tomorrow, it's okay to celebrate yourself in that, in the need to change and start and do all the things, because why? You've been working hard. You deserve it. You deserve to be the rebel. You deserve to be different. That's how I think that's coming up tomorrow for us. The unique person that we are is about to be shown. But like I said, you got to leave the Atari 6400 yesterday. Atari 6400 cannot come along to this new place that we are going. So with the moon conjuncting Uranus tomorrow, it's like, be the rebel, be the weirdo fully, all the way through. Because Mars is saying move. And because Saturn is saying you've been doing work at doing that thing. So show it. It's like working out for 4 fucking years, and then all of a sudden you want to put a muumuu on. What you put a muumuu on for? I'm not saying muumuus are not nice, but at the same time, you got a tight ass waist and your booty is banging and your arms look good. You don't want to put on a more flattering outfit? You understand what I'm saying? Be the goddamn rebel. Be the change that you decided to be. Because again, we can't take the 6400 with us. We can't. You can't take that old you. You are no longer a muumuu wearing person. You stacked, baby. You look good. So be her. Be him. Share your uniqueness. People are scared. And here's how scariness is coming up. Again, thank you, Spirit. I don't know why Spirit has me going in this loop, but I'm gonna follow suit. Spirit's like, another way in which people look scared is not being nice. Another way in which people look scared is trying to flex their power and their muscles because they don't want people to run over them. They are afraid. So when you see people doing this, or you see yourself doing this for that matter, give yourself some goddamn compassion and give them compassion, and don't allow it to conform you or tell you anything different or make you any way different or make you slide back into who you once was. It's not necessary, and there's no way to go back no more. I don't know if y'all hear me. Y'all hear me. On Wednesday, ooh, I got to read this little note though that I said. Find something new to transform through. This week is about finding something new to transform through. Sometimes it's our feelings, sometimes it's people, sometimes it's possessions. Now, you may say, we've been transforming, we've been moving, we've been doing a lot. And how about this? We're going to do a whole lot more. But this week, since Pluto is in the mix, it's asking you go deep into your transformations. Again, being a person that you not being the person that you used to be, not being fearful, and including the community. And dare I say it, be vulnerable in the community. Share your heart with the community. Share your vulnerable spaces with your own community. Tell people what has fucked you up, what has made you scared. So people don't have to be so brash and have their ego all caught in a bunch, thinking that they're the best shit out there and they're doing their best because they're changing from the inside out. Now, here's the thing. You can change from the inside out all day long. But the changes don't mean shit when you're not out there in the world implementing them changes. You're going to stay in your bubble. The real change is when you come in contact with your adversary. The real change is when you come in contact with people who represent your old self and you can take a different route. The real change is when you can show up the weirdo and be proud of it and say, yup, you don't like my rainbow colored onesie? I gives a fuck. That's the real change. Come on now. I'm a little hyped today, y'all, as you can tell. On Wednesday, that moon in Gemini. No, before the moon goes into Gemini, it will absolutely be in Taurus, right? So early in the morning on Wednesday with the moon in Taurus, it's going to sextile Neptune. This is interesting and really, really cool. It's the best day to meditate. You want to get some answers? Get your answers Wednesday morning. Early Wednesday morning. And dare I say it, we've been getting peaks of heightened levels of intuition and energy that's coming through our bodies. It started out with the miracles last week. It started out with that new moon in Pisces. I don't know if y'all felt it, but my hands were hot for like 3 days straight. I knew my freaking eyes were open because my hands was hot. I can sense everybody in the room. I'm like, this is baddie. Now on Wednesday, there's another semblance of that in which it can help you to express. You can express that thing now. Why? Because the moon is involved, meaning that we will feel psychic. We will feel open Wednesday morning. And now you got to express it. Now you got to put feeling on it. Now you got to show up and identify with it. And you have to tell people about it in essence. You have to be it. It's the best day to meditate and get that shit on you like rain and then walk outside wetter than a motherfucker. Allowing people to see all that's drenched all over you. You're a new person. Yep, because my prayers are all over my skin because I was just meditating and God answered them. And if you got something to say to me, you better go talk to God because I'm not responding to you as a human today. I'm not. I'm in my space because I know God got me. God is carrying me. So get out the way. And how about this? There's always one or two people that want to go, yeah, let me see what God got and try to mess up your little bubble or try to knock off your little prayers. Don't allow it. Just smile at them and keep walking. Don't even respond. Wednesday is a special day in that way. I'm so serious. That's where that's when the bubble comes off. And that's when you have to be out there and just be light. Come on, y'all don't hear me. And you know why? Here's another reason why. Because on Wednesday, Mercury, which is in Aries, is now going to sextile Pluto. Can I flip my gosh darn fan? We're going to talk about it today. I told you it's going to be a long one. I told you. Listen, with Mercury, the planet of intellect, conversation, communication, is right line of this in right alignment with Pluto, with power. So that means earlier in the week, people are chumping you for your power. And then here comes Wednesday, you go, all right, I'll take that chump on the chin real quick. You think you got over me on that thing? Well, now I'm about to plan what I need to plan for my life in alignment with the power that I know to be true within my soul, within my essence. You thinking of that master plan? Then implement it. You thinking of world domination for yourself and the talents that you have and the talents that you've been lying dormant? It's time to do that thing. It's time to step in that thing. I said also with Mercury sextile and Pluto on Wednesday, it's a great day for research. If any of you want to be practical out there, it's a great day to dig for the information. Mercury is about information. Pluto is about digging, about going deep, right? It's a great day to research, to ask the questions, to probe people and yourselves for that matter. How do I really want to do this thing? Do I want to go that deep with that thing? Because if I go deep, I'm going to have to swim with these kind of sharks. Am I equipped to swim with these kind of sharks? What information do I need to bring down to the bottom of the fucking belly of the beast in order to get what I need and everybody else needs? Am I equipped for that? Do I need a shotgun when I go down there? Or is a nice little butter knife going to be necessary? Do I need certification? Or should I just ask Sonja to come along with me? Are y'all hearing me? Mercury, sextile, and Pluto is about planning that power that you have, planning to use that thing, planning to make some transformations happen for yourself. How are you going to do that? When you get the brain involved, and especially when it's in Aries, it's ready to do it. I ain't no punk, and I'm not going to act like a punk. That's what that Mercury sextile and Pluto says. I'm not going to act like a punk on this day. I'm going to let you know what I'm going to do, and I'm going to say it. Again, be nice, though. We can be nice. We can be nice. All right? Also on Wednesday, because more vibrato is happening, here comes that moon trining Pluto. So you feeling that power. Not only are you feeling the power, but Mercury wants you to speak the power, share the power, plan the power. And also the moon sextiles Mercury. So there's a nice little grand trine on Wednesday between the moon, how we feel, Mercury, how we think, and Pluto, our power. Y'all get that? This is Wednesday. How we feel, the moon, Mercury, how we think, and Pluto, our power. And it's very, very harmonious. But I want you to know you have to set yourself up for the best result possible that day by not punking people the day or two before that. Not stepping on people's toes a day or two before that. Because why? You can't do this by yourself. You need people. You need help. You need community. You understand that? You need support. You need people to show up at your show if you're going to perform. I'm speaking to myself, but I'm speaking to all folks. Like we need each other. So that power, that feeling, and that intellectual ability is saying, how can I maintain my power on this day? Transform my life by saying the things that I need to say, asking the questions that I need to ask, getting the information that I need to get the information for, so I can properly express that when it's time. Did I say that in a nutshell? Come on, y'all. Thursday, this week is very interesting. This Thursday, that moon is going to pop into Gemini. When the moon pops into Gemini, this is going to be an interesting day. Again, up and down. The moon will square the sun because the sun is in Pisces. Gemini and Pisces don't like each other typically. It is a square. It is a challenge. It's hard to deal with. So the moon in Gemini will square the sun in Pisces on Thursday. The moon in Gemini will square Saturn in Pisces on Thursday. So here comes the moon in Gemini's idea of expression. And that's totally different than Taurus, the one that preceded it. Understand this. When the moon gets in Gemini, everything is superficial. Everything is about talking shit. Everything is about intelligence. And let me say this again. Everything is about information and how smart you are. Okay? The moon, and this is for everybody. I don't care what sign you are. The moon in Gemini on Thursday will allow us, and some of us, to get on our high horse about the things that we know, will allow some of us to deal with things superficially. We don't want to get deep in our feelings that day. But it's squaring, going up against, challenged by the sun, which is ego, and Saturn, which is challenges, lessons, fears, hardships in Pisces. So the bottom line is that you or us and our superficial feelings are going to have to meet the depths of our soul on that day. Do you want to? Is the real question. It's possible to freeze in the eyes of fear, but what can you learn and how can you grow from it? Or will you play victim again and again and again? That's a question for you or two on Thursday. Why? Because again, that Pisces energy says, yo, we've been going deep. It's Pisces season, motherfucker. And Saturn's been in Pisces for a long time. So we've been reaping our rewards and we've been going deep and saying our prayers and talking to spirit and our ancestors about certain things. Now, all of a sudden, a feeling on Thursday is like, fuck all of that. It's okay. Let's just be superficial about the thing. I don't want to go deep with it in order to get these rewards. Well, if that's the case, you may freeze. When it comes to these beautiful miracles, you may freeze. When it comes to spirit telling you really what to do, you may freeze. Because that moon in Gemini may say, well, listen, I don't want to deal with that depth. I don't want to hear what spirit has to say. I just want to have a party and drink a bottle of wine. I just want to talk shit and be petty about things and never, ever feel on this day. Watch yourself on Thursday. Because if your miracles and your blessings are coming for you, but you just want to fuck them off because you don't want to deal with the emotional understanding that comes with it, that's you not growing, baby. Am I too deep for y'all today? What's up? Talk to me. I know I asked y'all that 10 times already, but this is a weird little interaction because I know what's coming through. Sometimes I'm not even attached to. I have to tell you that, squirrel. There's oftentimes I pray and I'm like, Spirit, just let me say what I'm saying. I get off this thing and I'm like, I have no idea what the hell I just said. I feel like literal words that just flew out my mouth. And I'm like, okay, I know people are not going to get it. And all of a sudden people are like, that was dope. I got that. I hear that. I said that. I meant that. And I'm like, okay. So trust me, it's not out of me being insecure. It's about me in these moments in time electing to be outside of myself. And sometimes I can't hear what I'm saying. I'm really, really real about that. So that's why I keep asking over and over and over again. But Thursday is tricky. There's some things that want to come up to your fears may come up for you again. Your ego may be challenged again. You may feel like a victim on Thursday, for real. You may feel like I don't want to talk to my grandmother because I haven't heard from them in how long. So let me just get superficial. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you need to be superficial part of the day and not be so heavy, that's okay. But then you're going to go deep into your prayers on that day and ask them what it is that you need to learn. Ask them what fears you need to face about yourself just one more time again, because that's going to bring you over the threshold. Does this make sense? On Friday, more of that bubble feeling. That's what I just put over here. Why? Because the moon goes into Cancer round about 11:29 a.m. Eastern time. Please ask questions if y'all don't know what I'm talking about. I'd really appreciate that. Right? So bust it. That moon being in Cancer will quincux Pluto. Astrology students, this is the third aspect that Pluto has been affected this week. First, it was a sextile, then it was a square. Now it's a quincunx, which is an irritation. So the moon in Cancer, the feelings like a Cancer, the feeling Friday of wanting to be home, of wanting to be cozy, of wanting to be emotional, wanting to be sensitive, is going to irritate the power that you conjured up this week. The power possibly that people think that you hold. That's interesting in itself. And you're like, yeah, I'm powerful, but do I need to express it in this way? Do I need to say this thing right now? Any newfound power you may be experiencing on or around this day is irritated by emotions or care, irritated by massage and transition with ease. Okay. That's a better way of saying it. Thank you. I read my own notes. On Friday, you may get tired thinking that there's a lot of transitions that's happening this week. There's a lot of power trips that's happening either with other people or me checking on other people. So Friday, it's like, I don't necessarily want to put up my dukes. I don't necessarily want to fight and show my power, right? So can I just transition with a little ease? Yeah, you can, but you might get irritated by that. An example, somebody may try and punk you because of your power. And you're like, I have no energy to swing on you right now. I have no energy to prove to myself, to prove to you. And I'm irritated by the fact that I got to prove to you one more time because you know me. You know who I am. You want to punk me one more time about the things that I'm doing and how I'm changing and how I'm living and how I'm powerful and how you're not or how you are. You got to confront me one more time. There's an irritation on that day. We're not going to be quick to prove ourselves on that day. And also, if that's not helpful, the moon is squaring Mercury on that day. So all of us can get into arguments around that, around our power being tested and or irritated, right? The moon squaring Mercury, the moon in Cancer square Mercury in Aries. Mm, 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 mm. I gotta take just a quick little break. You know why? Because squirrel, what just came up to me, I know an Aries and I know a Cancer. And the Cancer is myself. But one of the Aries that I'm referring to, it always is, it's really interesting when you have especially Cancer and Aries come together, because Aries thinks that it can always punk Cancer, right? Because Cancer is very much emotional, very sensitive, very soft, can't help being vulnerable and open and sharing his heart, right? And Aries has no problem, the energy, not all the people, okay? Understand my interpretation. The energy has no problem running that crab over, running the sensitive over to get his or her point across. When the moon in Cancer and Mercury in Aries is happening on the same day in which power is being irritated, that's a fuse. That's a fuse. Because here's the deal. Aries can't run over Cancer energy as much as that ram thinks it can. You know why? Because Cancer energy has a power in which Aries will never have, and vice versa. We have two different powers. So why are you arguing? That's a question. On Friday, folks will want to argue. If it's not you, folks around you. Why? Because Mercury is communication. The moon is feelings and expressions. Cancer and Aries coming up against one another in those ways. Cancer likes to express through feelings. Let's get to the bottom of how we feel. Let's understand. Aries in an argument, and especially because it's in Mercury, wants to say a thing so bluntly, it wants to hurt the feelings of anybody that's vulnerable, that's Cancer-like. But understand this, Cancer won't stop at you hurting their feelings. What happens is Cancer will X you from their motherfucking life. And that will hurt more than anything. That will hurt more than you losing an argument, Aries. And again, I'm not putting this on the people. I'm putting it on the energy and the action. So are you going to be Aries like and try to blow people over and then relieve people from your life for the rest of your life just because you said you're stupid? Or how dumb can you be? Or you don't have the right blah, 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 just by saying shit, Mercury and Aries out the side of your neck, real blunt like, and you hurt somebody's feelings and then you don't realize how much you hurt their feelings? You don't realize it. But that Cancer energy, that moon, that expression will just shut you out. Literally, I don't care what sign you are. The moon in Cancer on that day, Friday, will just shut you out. I don't want to be involved anymore. And does that hurt more? Do y'all understand what I mean by that? Answer me, talk to me. Being X'd out of somebody's life, I'm just saying. So pick your battles. Pick your battles on Friday when you think you're trying to win a fight. You know what I mean? Just pick your battles. You think you bigger and you badder and you better because Pluto done got you feeling yourself and your shit and your little baby muscles. So you just want to run over the vulnerable, run over those that think that they don't know what they're doing. Don't do that on Friday, y'all, because again, we got to come together and we got to be kind. You need the vulnerable just as you need the strong, the seemingly strong, the big muscle strong. You need the brute and the brains and the fine. I had a joke squirrel with my friends this this weekend. He was talking about emergency bags and shit like that. You have an emergency bag together? Because, there was like 2 earthquakes in the last couple of days. I don't know if y'all felt it, but there's going to be a bigger one, I'm sure. And everybody's like, do you have your emergency bag? And what happens if a war breaks out? And who got the proper information? And who got the shelter? Everybody at the table was claiming what they have for this emergency, what they have for this Pluto shakeup. I'm attributing to this astrology. What they have when power structures are falling and things are changing. What can you bring to the table? And I said, well, I don't have an emergency kit, but I got charm. I swear to God, I'll walk into somebody else's room to another camp down the street and get us some bread. Trust and believe. Charm is a superpower too. And I mean, although we all laugh and we got it, it's a real situation. Think about it. What you got? Kindness. What you got? What's bringing you to the table? I got charm for sure. One of my friends like, you gonna use that cooch? I'm like, no, I don't have to use the cooch. Excuse me for those who are offended, but I don't have to use the cooch. Charm. You don't have to use the cooch when you got charm. I got charm. What you bringing? As long as you got charm, as long as you bring in something, as long as you can add something to the group, what you doing? You prepared? You prepared classic C gems? What you bringing? But here's the deal. On Friday, you may not even, just be careful Friday, y'all. Just be careful that you don't burn bridges, because we need each other to bring whatever it is we have to the table. Whatever you got is what we need. On Saturday, that moon stays in Cancer, and I love Saturday. Saturday is my favorite day of the whole week, y'all. So put a star next to it. Do what you need to do. You know why? Well, first of all, ODBC is gathering, and I can't wait to meet the people in the ODBC crew. That's going to be cool as heck. Y'all know about ODBC's Reverend Jason's morning time situation here on Instagram and on Facebook, Our Daily Prayer Call, right? His name is Jason Mitchell here on Instagram. I think that's the handle of his page. In any case, he has a prayer group every morning, 6:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, and we're going to meet together on Saturday, face to face. For the first time in a long time, well, since I've been a part of the group anyway, I haven't met anybody. Saturday's a good day for that, y'all, because Saturday, the moon is in Cancer, and it's about being at home. It's about being comforted. It's about feeling safe. It's about feeling emotionally vulnerable and open enough to share our hearts and our space with people and being cared for when we do that. We have to make that a habit, not just when the moon is in Cancer, by the way. We have to make that a habit to just listen to people in peace, listen to people with grace, give them permission to fall apart, and then help to put them back together all at the same time with no judgment. Saturday's a good day for that. Why? Because the moon will be in Cancer. That moon will trine the sun, which is good ego, emotional balancing, right? Shine with your emotions, and then your emotions will shine in your ego. You understand? But also the moon in Cancer is sextile, and it's conjuncting Mars. So however we feel, we're going to move on it. Whatever feels right, let's just do it. Good, bad, and indifferent. But you are responding from your internal feel again, right? Your Sonia, your internal I want to hear another word. Tenderness is what I just heard. Right? Move on the tenderness, on the kindness. The sun in Pisces is also trining on Saturday, Mars. So not only what we feel, but who we are. Our ego self, that sun, how we shine, is also telling us how to move, how to execute, how to make love that day. If you have a great love making session, I wish that for you and everybody else. I will not. But if you are in that capacity, go on and do that thing and get one off for Sonya. Anyway, that was nasty, and I apologize for those who are offended. But I was just trying to be funny. Keeping it moving. The sun trining that Mars. The moon conjuncting that Mars. The moon trining the sun means to sit in the tenderness and the emotionality and the vulnerability and the sensitivity of who you are, how you feel, the mother, the nurturing, the nourishment that you want to give yourself and other people, the self-care. Sit in that on Saturday. Be proud of that and how that wants to come across yourself, who you are. And how you want to implement that thing. However, the moon will square up against Venus. So be patient with people's desires, even if they don't fit your own. Be patient with people them giving you money if they're late on money situations. Be patient with people seeing, was that funny, Terrell? You're the only one that got that? That's all right. You and I. I'm right there with you, Terrell. I'm right there with you. Be patient with people seeing your own value. Now that day, Saturday, being that fun-loving, sensitive, mother-like, oozing, feeling, kind of emotional day, there may be one or two people don't have the desire to be feeling all oozy and all tender and all sweet and soft and shit. Be patient with folks who do. That is all. Because there's a time and there's a place for everything. Okay? With that Venus being in Aries, you may be quick to leave before you get your hug. You may be quick to go on to the next situation before you get a sweet gem dropped in your ear. Don't move too fast on Saturday, okay? And let the love find you. Let it get all on you. On Sunday, daylight savings time, y'all. The moon stays in Cancer until about 6:39 p.m. Eastern time. Then it drops into Leo. I love this day too, as well, because the moon in Cancer will sextile Uranus, promoting the change, promoting the rebel, promoting the independence of coming back again. Do y'all see how this week went along? There was a little up and down misunderstanding of, am I powerful? Am I strange? Am I unique? Should I go forward? Should I be too brute? Should I be too honest? I don't know. Let me hold back. Let me do a thing. Let me move forward. Whereas by Sunday, we'll all figure it out. You did all of that with the moon sextile and Uranus for the weirdo that you are. All the changes, all the power trips, all the power checks, all the understandings of your power, all the hard work that you've done throughout this week, it will find out to prove that it is absolutely celebrating the weirdo, the newness, the other person on the other side of this moment. You are celebrating her. That's when we get to the place in the space where the 6400 Atari will not work. That's when you fully become you. Because we have to identify with who we're going to be in this next place in space and time. Really, how are you going to walk the earth? I feel like a broken record. I really, 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 really do. Only because it's worth repeating and it's worth saying over and over, but it's also worth saying it because we're all not getting it. We want these quick fix so badly, and we keep getting distracted Here's a download. We just keep getting distracted by the things that are going on around us. We want to continue to worry about and be a little bit thrown by what people are doing in politics and how they're going to run this particular world. There's always something to throw us off without getting totally involved and totally convicted about who we are and how we're going to stand. We keep leaving ourselves, is what I keep hearing. We're leaving ourselves. We grow, and then we go, nah, let me slide back. We grow, and then we know, nah, fuck that shit. I'm gonna be petty again. We grow, and then all of a sudden I'm gonna be mean again. We grow because we think that we need to be big and bad in this next space. And I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but this next space that we are growing into, this new age that's building and that's coming on quickly, requires a new version of yourself in which you know who he or she is. We don't necessarily have the power and the gumption and the courage to do that shit right now. But I tell you one thing, after this month, you will. There are 2 eclipses this month. There are 2 planets, which is Mercury and Venus, going retrograde this month. And then Neptune is coming out of Pisces, out of being in Pisces for 7 years, going into Aries. There's a switch up happening this month in which you have to be convicted on being this new Uranus self of you. And on Sunday, if you don't know who he or she is, the moon is going to trine Neptune all day and night. So do you have all the time, all day Sunday, to tap into spirit, tap into your emotions, to tap into your imagination, to tap into who you are, to tap into your ancestors and ask them the questions, y'all. I tell my clients this all the time. They're like, well, listen, I can't hear them. Ask questions, y'all. Thank you, Royal. Thank you, Royal. She said, breathe, sis. We got this. I just feel, I feel tight with all of it in this moment. I don't even know what I was about to say. The whole thing just went out the door. Oh, Neptune, I believe. That moon sitting right nice. And oh, my clients talking to their ancestors and their guides. Thank you, Spirit. I tell them all the time. They are waiting there on the other side, waiting for instructions. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for you to tell them what to do. But here's the catch. You got to be sure of what you're asking. And I think sometimes we don't want to ask the questions just so we don't get the answers, just so we can sit and be in a victim still. Well, I asked them roundabout kind of way and nothing came. You didn't ask them. You wanted them to fucking come up with the question. You didn't ask them all the way. You asked them halfway. You didn't say to get out of your marriage. You said to just let that man be better. That ain't a question, and they can't make him be better. The only thing that they can help you with is you. They can't help you with anybody else but you. Don't pray for other people in that way for them to change. Pray for your change. They want to assist you, not your superficial bullshit prayers that you've been praying since you were 12 years old. Aren't they outdated? On Sunday, when that moon hits Neptune in the best way possible, it's saying, yo, reach out to us. I can't tell you when I do these readings, y'all, just how quick they come to us, how close to the veil they are to us. But again, sometimes we don't see them because we ask the wrong questions. Sometimes we don't see them because of our emotions get in the way. We ask to see them, and then when we see them, we get scared. What you scared of? I'm in your face today. What are you scared of? Why are you afraid to hear the answers that are for you? Because you don't want to change? Uranus is saying you got to change. Pluto was like, I'm going to shake it up. These 2 eclipses is like, you have no choice. So do you want people to push you into your change? So you can be the victim and be like, oh my God, I'm being pushed. Or would you rather have some semblance of control in your change? Hi, True Empress. And say, okay, I'm going to go along. I understand. This is what I need to do. Just help me do it bit by bit, Spirit. Help me do it bit by bit, ancestors. Y'all know me. Which part should I do first? Which part is the hardest? Give me the information. Give me the tools. Who should I talk to? Ask those questions to get through to this other moment. That's all I got for y'all. That's all I got. Because I feel real frustrated for them in this moment. And I don't really know why, other than what it is that I've been saying. But I just feel a lot of people on the other side impatient as fuck. It's the first time I really felt that through this live. I'm not even going to lie. And if you can be bold enough to admit it to yourself, or be really, really bold and admit it to the community here and say, yeah, I haven't been doing my work, then possibly they're going to come to you quicker. Because that's the only way in which they can give us these answers, y'all. We got to be open. Stop placating, acting like you something else in which you're not. In which you're not. With this Aries energy coming on in, the baby's going to be found out. The child is going to be found out. It's coming to the surface. All of it. Your whack-ass positions and how you try to punk people, your weird entitlement ways, it's all coming to the surface. So people gonna see it. Don't you want to be somewhat in control of it by catching it yourself and rectifying it before it gets on everybody and you look absolutely bananas? That's a real fucking question. They are hardcore on us today. I can feel it through my chest, Royal. That's why I need to breathe. I really can feel it. So I'm going to pull this card and maybe the card can tell us. So I don't have to say it no more. Are y'all ready? Ask questions if you need to. I'll peek back up here after I go through my little prayer. This is the time to ask any questions. I don't care what the question is, but please don't make it about your chart. I don't have time for that right now. I never have time for that because I want you to book a reading or I want you to learn astrology and teach your damn selves. I really would like for you to do that. And it's not about taking money out of my pocket. It's just so we can empower our damn selves. That's for real. Everything in the dark comes to light, classic C gems. Everything. But the way the universe is working, baby doll, is that we have been getting little waves of it. Understand this. Y'all been seeing it? Like the waves. It's little every now and again. Like here's some truth. 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 So when these big waves come up like this month, and as Pluto and Uranus is pretending it to be this week, we ain't got time to sit back and try to justify and point the finger at somebody else. Ain't got time for that shit. Ain't got time for that. Own yourselves. Okay, I'm going to shut up right now because I feel like a bully. Great Mother, Father God, and all my guardian angels and ancestor spirits, all of our guardian angels and ancestors. Thank you for being here this moment in time. Your love and your truth and your understanding. Please pick the card and assist us all to see in this moment. And take with us this week. I just heard somebody's grandmother say, girl, you good. That was loud as hell. I don't know if it was my grandmother or somebody's, but somebody just shouted out. And I love when they do that, but I really try not to say it as often, especially in public, because people think I'm crazy. But sometimes I'm like, did you just hear that? Or was that just me? Somebody was like, girl, you good. And I appreciate that. I love when the ancestors are on my side. I love with and the more readings I do, y'all, and this is just me sharing, the more people I feel in my house in a good way, in a good way. They are also proud of us for really, really doing this work. Y'all think it's hard, but it's not as hard as you think it is because we got help. We got support. Ask the questions, say the things, be embarrassed in front of them so they can wiggle us through this moment. We have support. More than we know is what I just keep hearing. All right, I think there was a question over here before I turn this card over. It hasn't been revealed to me yet because I want to be able to answer any questions. Jay Walker, that's the question. Do I fear change? Oh, that wasn't for me. And that's the question, baby. I'm so glad you said that, Jay Walker. He didn't pose the question to me, propose or pose, probably both. Propose a question to me, but that's the question. Do I fear the change? Do you fear the change? Do you fear the change? And start with that. If you can honestly say yes, all right, we are on the right track now. If you can honestly say, yes, I fear the change, then God can say, Spirit can say, all right, now we can work with something. What is it about the change that you fear? Not just Jay Walker, anybody. What is it about the change that you fear? You won't be as powerful, in quotes, you think. You have less money. You'll have less prestige. You'll have to move away from your family. What's the change? What are you fearing in that? And don't you know God got you? Don't you know God knows your fears and your concerns before you even say it out your mouth, and is already setting you up for the best outcome ever beyond this thing? It's already set up. You can never fail, Robin. You can never fail if you fear the change of, or you fear the change because you think you're going to fail. There's no such thing as failure. We're learning this thing. You tell the baby that it's failing once they fall on their first step. You tell them to get up, walk again, baby. Go ahead, walk again. One day them legs are going to work. Walk again, get up and come on, take 2 more steps. That's not failure. That's a lesson. You know how to move your toes a little bit differently, how to put your heels in the ground a little bit better, how to hold on to the wall while you're walking, who to call. It's not failure. It's just getting it right to the point where you can sustain it. It don't even have to be perfect. None of this shit I'm doing with astrology or any of the things I've done has been perfect. Ask anybody that I worked with. A lot of times I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And this is most people that just want to do the thing. Sometimes you just got to figure it out. I'm not perfect in it, y'all, but I'm courageous. I know that much. And sometimes it just takes a little bit of courage. You don't have to leave the people that you love, Miss Catrice. The people can come with you. You can make enough money, Miss Catrice, in which people can come with you, mama. Don't fear leaving anybody. Ask for a couple $1,000s more and bring them with you. Bring the dogs and the cats and everybody with you. You ain't leaving them. Understand that. And if you got to take a break from it, Miss Catrice, it's probably because you need to. Listen, don't get me talking. Thank you for people talking about my haircut. Goose at Legends Barbershop off of Fairfax and Fairfax and Melrose, I believe it is. He's been my barber for years. I appreciate that. Y'all want to know what this card is saying now? I'm very, 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 very excited to see. Y'all ready? What up, Bridge? Look at that. I love this card. And I hope y'all love it just as much as I do. Let me answer this, Trell, because people now people are talking, and I love when y'all talk, and I love when y'all give me information. I'm gonna leave this with this card, trust and believe, but I can't ignore what I just read. Trell said, it feels difficult to be the new you while existence itself is undergoing its evolution. Don't it? That's that bubble I was talking about in the deep, dark, black part of the sea. And you got sharks and an explosion and little piranhas all around you. But we safe in our little bubble because it's difficult coming out of that thing. Trell, I get that. Why'd you take the thing off? Do you not believe that any longer? You just extracted your comment, or you wanted to say it differently? But I'm going to go off of what I first read because that was purposeful. It's very, very difficult to evolve in a place in which not everybody else is evolving. But that's when courage steps in the room. And that's when you look people in their eye and you say, you know what? I'm so sorry you can't evolve in this moment, but I'll be back because I have more growing to do myself. And I can't help you to evolve into the person that you need to be. There were moments in time where we were helping people through this thing. There were years ago when we were helping people, keeping people up through our personal thing. And what happens is people like to shit on you, and or people want to see you or claim you to be something different, and or you just fall out of relationships with folks, and or you realize that they weren't your people or you weren't their people. That's okay. All the shit sloughed off. But we're at a moment in time where even though we are all evolving, we have to be able to stand formed and straight in who we are. That takes away the fear of watching other people as they're evolving. Them, they, and their growth has nothing to do with us. Mind your business. Mind your business. It has everything to do with this card, though, Trell. I'm so glad you said that. I don't know where that message went, but you thought that the live had closed? No, we right here, baby. We are right here. We're still live. It has nothing to do with you. Mind your business. As we are evolving, we pay attention to our own evolution. If the folks around you, and I mean this from my freaking big toe, if the folks around you do not support your evolution, they need to step back. If not permanently, for the moment. And I mean that with everything. They need to just step back and give you space, give you growing space. And sometimes we got to say that. And sometimes we don't have to say it. Sometimes people can just fuck up and I'll be like, you know what, boo-boo? I'm going to see you in about 2 years if I do. Because I'm not sitting here at 54 years old explaining myself to you. Not at all. Not no more. Not doing it. That's just my story. But the bottom line is that we all need this space to grow. Respect yourself enough to give yourself the space to grow and to allow people in your space who love you to deal with you, to allow you to evolve in your space. And if they don't, and the world is crumbling, the world crumbling don't have shit to do with you. It do, but it don't. Understand that. That's the fine line. I hope that made sense to you, Trell, and to anybody else that has difficulty understanding that. Because that's where we find a balance, cousins. That's where we find a balance. We have to take care of ourselves. And we have to know that we're not the outsider. This is the card for the week. We are not the outsider. Wait till you hear this. We are all in this together. We are not the outsider. I'm about to blow your head real quick. Well, Spirit just about to blow your head. God, I love this. Thank you. I appreciate you so much, Spirit. Appreciate you so very much. Let me tell you something in this card real quick. Can y'all see it? Y'all ready? Let us go. The small child in this card is standing on one side of the gate, looking through it. He is so small and so convinced that he cannot get through, that he cannot see that the chain that's holding the gate is not even locked, y'all. All he has to do is open it. Whenever we feel left out or excluded, it brings us this feeling of being a small, helpless child. It's not surprising as the feeling is deeply rooted in our earliest childhood experiences. The problem is that because it's so deeply rooted, it plays over and over again, like a tape in our lives. We have an opportunity now to stop the tape, to quit tormenting ourselves with ideas that somehow you are not enough to be accepted and included. Recognize the roots of these feelings in the past and let go of the old pain. It will bring you the clarity to see how you can open the gate and enter that which you most long to become. Ashe, amen, aho, Watakwe, I say. Do y'all get that? The gate ain't locked. Wherever you need to go, you have permission. You are holding yourselves back due to some weird ass conditioning. due to what it is they told you fear was, they told you success was, they told you failure was, due to the fact that they said that you're supposed to show up with $1 million and be 125 pounds, due to the fact that they told you that in order to get on stage or in order to people to receive you, you got to be 30 years old and sexy again. Fuck their rules. Fuck their rules. Fuck their inclinations. Fuck it. Open the gate and enter the life that you want to enter. Be the person that you want to be. You're not 12 no more. You don't have nobody running behind you with belts and belt buckles. You understand? Throwing shoes at you, threatening you. You're not being bullied. Although I sound like a bully right now. I'm a love bully though. I'm not trying to bully you in that way, but I'm trying to let y'all know what I'm saying without explaining myself. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? You're not 12. Ain't nobody running after you. You're a grown man. You're a grown fucking woman. You make this life. You create your walk. You understand? You decide how you need to get through this gate. If you want to crawl up over the gate, do it. You want to take your clothes off and be naked while you're going through that gate, do it. Who cares? Who cares? As long as you're happy. Why aren't we just happy that people are happy? You know what I don't like, squirrel? And I know this is weird, y'all, but just rock with me. I'm talkative today, and it's almost 2 hours. Listen, you know what I don't like? When people laugh at people when they dance. I laugh and snicker out of love and enjoyment. But I love when people dance as weird as possible. Why? Because it's the expression of the outsider in them that they are bold enough to put on the outside. They are bold enough to be who they are. I love watching people dance. Old, young, fat, skinny. It don't matter who they are and what they look like. Because I love the expression of joy, of excitement. I love the outsider walking through that gate saying, I don't care what y'all talk about me to be. I'm going to be her. I'm going to be him. Can we all do that for ourselves? Can we open the gate, yo? You know it's been open. It's always been there. It's always been open. I gotta go. Again, I'm feeling y'all's people, y'all. There's a lot of people in here right now. And they're all very, very polite. They're all very, 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 very upstanding. But they all want y'all to get this seriously. I feel so serious today. And I know it ain't me because I'm goofy as hell. I'm just goofy. All right, it's time to go. I pray this helped you in some kind of way. And if it did, you know, you can always donate to a sister. This ain't no solicitation, but you know, you can always give back by sharing the information with people, sending them this link, by dropping my Venmo or Cash App, PayPal. And most importantly, I would love if you could do this. Live your truth, y'all. Pay me back by living your truth. $1 is good, but it's worth $1 million if I see you on the street and I go, wow, you shining, baby. You are shining. That means everything to me. Trust me when I tell you. And I'm weird, so I won't say it. When I'm weird when I say it is the real situation. But when I don't say it and I'm just standing back looking at you smiling, know that I'm feeling that and know that you paid me back and you paid us all back. Because that's all we need for you to do, all right? I love you too, Miss Catrice. So, so, so very much, Mama. So much. I love you all. And I pray honestly that this fell somewhere in your heart. You know, I come on here just to share because honestly and literally, I don't have too many people to share with. I know people. People are in my life. But it's really, really good when you can share information and people want to hear it. Right, Mystic? Okay, Mama. Right? It's really good when you just heard. So thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being your best self. All right? All right. Adios, beautiful.